Hey there everybody, welcome back to Groundhog's Garage. My name is Jim. Hey, I am prepping my Tahoe for a trip and just going through some things. I had replaced my control arms only on the right side, and I may not have said that in the video that I posted last year, but I haven't done the left side yet. So I did the left side, the driver's side. Interestingly enough though, in the matter, I put some control arms on my Escalade about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the upper control arm price has gone up $15 in just a matter of weeks. So same control arm, same Moog, what do they call them, problem solver, but it's on and looks good. This truck's got about almost 160,000 miles on it, and my guess is the transmission fluid has never been changed. And I'm not going to pull the pan. I'm going to do a cheater way today. Now this is something I used to do with an older truck that I had. I had a 92 full-size 2-door Chevy Blazer, and used it to tow a boat between here and Pennsylvania and down south and all over the place. And gosh, I put 260,000 miles on that truck, and every summer I would do the same thing. What I'm going to show you now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, you're running your pump, but I got to tell you, based on my prior experience, it didn't hurt anything. So I thought I'd do this before I left for my trip and put some fresh transmission fluid in it, probably 4 or 5 quarts by the time I'm done. And I thought I'd bring you along and show you this. Don't believe what manufacturers tell you. Transmission fluid does not last a lifetime. It does need to be changed once in a while. So thought I'd bring you along. It shouldn't take too long, and let me show you what's going on. So here is the top port of my transmission line for the radiator cooling tank, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little piece off here, and this little retainer, there's a little spring clip inside of here, and you can't see it probably, but it's there. Now you can take that spring out, and I'm going to try something a little different. This is what it looks like, the tube. And if you don't have that retainer clip, like if you were working on and you replace this, if you don't put this retainer clip back on, this one here, your pipe can come out, and I'm going to just try to pull that out without having to actually take the clip out, and I hope I'm able to. But if not, that's okay too. It's in a pretty accessible location. And then what I've got here is an old pipe that I just attached a hose to, and I'm going to snap that into that place and then turn the truck on, and the pump will pump the transmission fluid out, and I have the container down here to catch it. And I'll pump, and I'll continue to let it run until it gets kind of foamy and the flow starts slowing down, then shut it off and then refill it. It'll take about, it probably take 5 quarts, but it might take 4, and it takes maybe a half an hour. So I'll bring you along, and if you think it's going to ruin my transmission, go down below and subscribe, and you can come back and check, and I'll let you know. Okay, I couldn't shake it loose from inside of that with the clip on, so I took the clip off. That's what the clip looks like if you haven't seen it before. I pried it out one side with just a little pin tool, whatever you want to call that, hook tool. Got it out on one side and then put the needle nose on it and kind of just slipped it out. I did pull my air tube off just to give myself a little more room to get that out of there, and now it should just wiggle out like that. And I'm going to put this one on. I'm going to try. Come on. And this is the one with the hose on it that's going down to my oil tank, used oil tank. And there's an O-ring in there, and I'm not going to put the clip back in. There's no back pressure, so I don't think it's going to blow off. At least I hope it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead, start up the engine, and Keep my fingers crossed. Okay, so it stayed in. And here's the oil coming out. We'll let it go for a minute or two here. And when that starts getting foamy, when that starts getting foamy, like it is now, there we go. So, like I said, I didn't put the clip in. Just take that out. There's a little backwash going on there. Let's give that a second to drain. That'll fall in the tank. Set this off to the side, and I'm going to put the clip in and then just push the hose in. So I'll be right back. Did I drop this once already? Oh yes, I did. Make sure you have an extra. I found mine. Whew, I have some extras, but I hate to lose them. Okay, so I ended up taking the air hose and also the top radiator overflow spout too, to give myself some room, because the hardest part of this whole deal was putting that clip back in. When it's in, and sliding the collar over, and now I'm going to put the rest of it together and fill the transmission fluid up, and we'll take a look at it. But son of a gun, that was tough. Now when you do these, there's like 2 slotted sides, and then there's 2 spots for the crown of that clip. So you can go in either way, and I tried going in the side and I couldn't get it that way either, so I finally got it back in the original way. But that's all you got to do. But remember, you put this collar back on, because you don't want that clip coming off, because then that'll shoot off. You'll drain your transmission in a heartbeat, and then you got real problems. So I'm replacing my transmission fluid with this Valvoline Max Life full synthetic. I put maybe 3 quarts in, so I'm going to start it up. We'll check the oil level and see where we're at. And I don't know if you can see, but we're just coming up on the lower line there. So I'm going to pour in about another quart, and we'll take it for a little drive and see how it turns out. Okay, I just got back from my little road trip here. Let's check this out. It is right on the dot. I don't know if you can see it. It's right on the dot. So we are good. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hopefully that makes, if you're kind of wondering whether that's a way you should change your transmission fluid or not. And again, 150,000 miles, most people would tell you a 4L60E hit that many miles and maybe never had the transmission fluid changed again. Don't touch it, because you'll probably ruin it. Maybe, maybe not. Odds are no. But if you do a lot of towing and you haven't changed your fluid and you haven't changed your filter, oh yeah, you better be careful. But like I said, this thing never towed, and has a pretty easy life. So that's my 2 cents. All right, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Have a good night.